Welcome to TechWonk Tutorials. In this tutorial you will know about basic computer security, how to protect yourself from viruses, hackers, and thieves. People often think of computer security as something technical and complicated. And when you get into the nitty-gritty, it can be, but the most important stuff is actually very simple. Here are the basic, important things you should do to make yourself safer online. Continue watching. Learn and know how it can be possible. First, enable automatic updates. All the software we use every day is likely riddled with security issues. These security issues are constantly being found whether we're talking about Windows, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, the Adobe Flash plugin, Adobe's PDF Reader, Microsoft Office. The list goes on and on. These days, a lot of operating systems and programs come with automatic updates to close these security holes. No longer do you need to click a button or download a file to update your software, it'll update itself in the background without any input from you. Some people like to turn this off for one reason or another. Maybe you don't like that Windows restarts after installing an update, or maybe you just don't like change. But from a security perspective, you should always leave automatic updates on. If you have turned off automatic updates previously, for any of your Windows software, go turn them on right now, and then come back to this and continue watching tutorial. Keeping your computer up to date is the #1 way to keep it safe against online threats. Microsoft provides updates for Windows and associated Microsoft products, Defender, Office, on the second Tuesday of each month. Apple doesn't have a regimented schedule, but they also regularly provide updates. These updates not only fix bugs, but they patch security holes. So the only way to protect yourself against the latest known vulnerabilities is by updating, and automatic updates keeps you off the list of low-hanging fruit. Second, use antivirus and anti-malware. Let's set the record straight. You should be running antivirus, even if you're careful on the web. Which one? It's up to you though. When it comes to free, simple, and good, there's nothing wrong with using Windows Defender. It's built into Windows, it updates automatically with the Windows Update utility, it has no discernible impact on performance, and it's free. To be effective, an antivirus application needs to integrate with the operating system on a very deep level. Who better to know the internals of Windows than the people who built it? Plus, it won't try to sell you other products or inject other features you don't need, like some antivirus programs do. If you spend time on the shadier corners of the internet, you may want something a bit stronger, like Avira or Kaspersky, but for most home users, Windows Defender should be fine. However, in addition to antivirus, we also recommend using malwareboots alongside your antivirus. Just like your belt can use a good pair of suspenders to give it a little help, applications like malwareboots can provide extra protection against malicious software that traditional antivirus products may not identify. Malicious programs like browser redirectors and advertisement injectors behave exactly like some known legitimate network filters. They're not technically viruses, but you definitely don't want them. Anti-malware applications can help you with those. With that 1-2 punch combo, you should be safe from a lot of the threats out there. Third, craft better passwords, and automate them. You probably know passwords are important, but you probably don't know how important and how terrible most people's passwords actually are. Here's the thing, we're no longer in the olden days of the internet, where you can just use the same password everywhere and call it a day. Services get hacked all the time, and if you're using the same password everywhere, you've given someone access to all of your accounts when one service leaks information. You need to use long passwords, and you need to use different ones on every site and service. To do this, I recommend everyone use a password manager like LastPass. It'll automatically generate passwords for you, save them securely in one place, and even automatically insert them for you as you browse. You should also have a password on your computer and a passcode on your phone too. I know, it's inconvenient, but it's an easy and important way to keep your information secure. Having a password on your computer and phone will stop random people from just picking up and using your device. You need to have a password on your computer and phone. No exceptions. But that's not all. A good password is like a really good lock on the door, but locks can be picked. Adding encryption turns that door into a bunker. If you encrypt your computer or phone, you prevent thieves from getting to your data by other more advanced means. We recommend using BitLocker on Windows if you have Windows Pro or Enterprise, or VeraCrypt if you have Windows Home. Mac users should turn on File Vault. If you're running Windows Home, something like VeraCrypt is a good option for you. Fourth, never leave your phone or computer unattended. This may seem obvious, but it deserves saying. Never, ever, ever leave your computer or phone unattended in public. On your coffee table in your house. Sure. On your table at Starbucks. No way. Doing so is asking for it to be stolen. If you leave something unattended and you haven't followed all of the above advice, the worst case scenario is that someone has your expensive gadget and all of your personal information. If you don't use encryption, see above. Fifth, know which links are safe to click in emails. You hear it all the time. Don't open emails from people you don't know, and don't click on links in emails you don't trust. But that isn't enough. A lot of times, malicious links can come from friends who have been infected, or from emails that look legitimate, but are actually fake. This is known as phishing. If you want to be truly secure, it's best to never click on links in emails. But that's not always realistic. First, check if this link goes where it says it goes. If you hover your cursor over the link, the destination should pop up at the bottom of your browser window. If it doesn't, right-click on the link and select Copy Link Address. You can then paste this somewhere safe, like a notepad document, and examine it. If the link says ebay.com, but the real destination says ebay.clickm.com, something is suspicious, and you shouldn't click. Remember, just because it has the word eBay in it doesn't mean it's going to eBay, either. It needs to be before that. To be truly legitimate. Sixth, be careful about programs you download and run, and stop pirating software. So always be careful about the programs you download and run. Only download and run software that's widely known and trustworthy, or recommended by trustworthy sites. Make sure you always get the software from its official website. If you want to download it from VLC's official website. Don't click a download VLC banner on another website and download it from someone else that may bundle malware or adware along with it. Even if you're using a search engine, make sure it's leading you to the real site. And, when downloading software, be sure to watch out for advertisement banners disguised as download links that will take you elsewhere and try to trick you into downloading possibly malicious software. And uncheck any bundled software that comes with a program, even a legitimate one. Be aware that there are many different types of programs. For example, screensavers in SCR format are essentially just programs and could contain harmful malware. Lastly, and this should go without saying, but stop pirating software. When you acquire pirated or cracked software from peer-to-peer networks or shady websites, you're taking a big risk. By running an .exe file from such locations, you're trusting the distributor to not do anything harmful. Worse yet, the cracks you may need to run to make such software work properly are made by software cracking groups. You can't know if they've included malware or not. Seventh, don't trust your pop-up notifications. Similarly, never download or install something you didn't go looking for. If a website tells you Flash is out of date, Chrome needs to be updated, or a plugin needs to be added, pump your brakes. This is a common trick to get you to install something for an attacker. If you think the pop-up might be legitimate, you still don't want to click on it. Let's use Flash as an example. A site may give you a warning you need the latest version to get that cat video to play. Instead of clicking the link, or button, to update, do a search for Adobe Flash and get the update from Adobe's official website, not the pop-up from catvideos.com. This applies to tech support, too. Don't believe any site that says it's detected a virus on your system, or any calls from Microsoft. If a pop-up says you have a virus on your computer, don't click on it. Instead, go to your Start menu, open your antivirus program of choice, and run a scan from there instead. None of these ideas are particularly high-tech. They're not advanced. They don't take complex programs or a degree in computer science to implement. They're simple ways to adjust your behavior that will greatly improve your security, and everyone can, and should, use them. Thanks for watching. Please share, like and subscribe for more video tutorials.